Hello and welcome to another update video about Doge. Let's take a look at the latest Doge price action, because finally Doge might be actually breaking out of its local range here. The main problem I have from an Elliott Wave perspective to deal with this Doge chart is the structure here around those swing lows in July, August, September, to determine where exactly that low is. Bit difficult, yeah, a bit difficult at the moment. There are a couple of scenarios I'm tracking here. Let's talk about the different ones. Let's talk about the scenario in which I consider the bear market low actually here. June 22, that would be a wave 2 low after a wave 1 topped in May 21. This is a wave 2 low. And then of this wave 2 low, we have another 1-2 setup, completely unreliable. The reason this is unreliable is because, first of all, the wave 1 is a very clear 3-wave move. That's fine. That would be a leading diagonal in wave 1 of 3, basically. Yeah. So obviously, if a wave 2 bottomed here in June 22, then a third wave is somewhere up there. Disregard the prices. It's likely that this chart will fail before getting there, but we can still use the Elliott waves to track some structures. So anyway, it would probably be some kind of a diagonal pattern. So we have a wave 1 in an ABC structure, a wave 2 pullback way too deep to be reliable, and we're now moving up in a third wave. Now the third wave should, to be trustworthy, reach 28 cents ideally, or more, but not less. Okay, so 28 cent level is what I would need to see for the white count. Then we could still get a wave 4, and the wave 5 should reach 37 cents plus. That gives us some markers, and that's so I need to still see higher prices in wave 3 to believe the white count. Yeah, and then after 5 waves are done, we can watch for the next deeper pullback, or even basically identify a support region for wave 4, but I cannot give you one yet because we haven't even created the or reached the minimum or ideal targets for the third wave. But that would be a bullish scenario, and then we would be obviously looking at the next pullback area after all 5 waves are done. Bear in mind here in this structure then the subwaves are all corrective, so the third wave needs to be an ABC structure, which it seems to be, but the C wave would need to stretch higher to basically give us a more or less reliable outlook on this white structure, because the third wave hasn't even reached minimum expectations. That's one scenario. And in this scenario, we would obviously then be looking at, okay, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 up. That's how it would work out, all in the larger degree third wave, even though I don't believe those upside projections. In another scenario, the wave 2 actually bottomed here in June. This would only be possible in a so-called truncation. Yeah? In a truncation, we basically see that the actual low of the cycle was not or could not complete the structure properly, maybe because the entire market, the sector, became bullish, so it just didn't have the time to do what it normally wanted to do. This is only valid in exceptional circumstances. Therefore, I only marked it with a question mark that the wave 2 bottomed here. What would it change? Well, it would simply mean that all of this shifts a little bit to the right, and we can say that this was wave 1 here then, yeah. In an ABC structure, we could now be in a wave 2 pullback. And to be honest, then in this case, the wave 2 support area would be slightly different. It would be this one, yeah. That could actually indicate that we're already in this wave 2. And then support is between 9.2 and 13.9 cents. That's the dog in the background. So then we would have here this 1-2 setup. And we could look at a third wave rally next, okay? So in both scenarios, we're looking at actually higher prices at the moment against the 9.2 cent level. That would be the relevant support here for the white count. So let me just shift that, and we can use that support area for both counts. just adjust that again. Yeah, I mean, that's a support area, yeah, for both counts. It incorporates both scenarios in one support area. So it gives you support here at 13.9 cents, 12.3, 10.9, and 9.2. And in both, we would expect higher prices against that support area. It's not a reliable structure. I have to say that as well. So my interpretation is likely going to change, at least with regards to the micro structures, because we're dealing with corrective structures. And if we're dealing with corrective structures, it's not giving us, very high probabilities. It's not a great chart in terms of probabilities. It doesn't offer very clear probabilities. So the decision to buy Doge, which I think makes sense in a bullish cycle, because we know what happened before in other cycles, that are comparable, obviously completely ran to the upside. That would not necessarily be based on Elliott Wave. I mean, Elliott Wave gives you projections, clear parameters, and so on. Sometimes from an Elliott Wave point of view, probabilities are not very clear, okay? Here, because we're dealing with corrective structures, I mean, it could be a lot of different stuff, to be honest, It just means there are many scenarios that could apply here. I'm leaning towards bullish ones as long as the overall sector is bullish. But if I was looking at Doge as it is, I can only identify corrective structures. There are no impulsive structures. The only impulse I have at the moment here is this C wave to the upside. And having unclear probabilities doesn't mean it's bearish. It just means it's not a count or chart that gives me a great feeling, right? It just means that the microstructures are likely going to change, because corrective structures always morph, they always change. But for now, we have some parameters to watch, and I think Doge has a potential to finally break out of its range there. That's my update about Doge. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.